There's a simple phrase that, if you say it every morning, can start to completely change the way you earn, spend, and think about money. And the weirdest part is, almost nobody uses it, even though it's insanely powerful. But here's the part no one tells you. This phrase doesn't sound motivational, it's not pretty, and the first time you hear it, you'll probably reject it. And that's exactly why it works. Because it hits a part of your brain that's been keeping you stuck in the same place for years. And if you skip this video, there's a good chance you'll keep repeating the exact same money patterns you already know. So stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you what the phrase is and why it's uncomfortable enough to actually work. Now pay attention to this. Most people believe their money problem is how much they make. They think, if I made more, my life would change. But that's a dangerous half-truth, because there are thousands of people who make more and are still broke. The real problem isn't the amount of money coming in, it's the identity you carry every single day without even noticing. And that identity is reinforced by small, invisible things, like the words you repeat in your head the moment you wake up. Before you even grab your phone, before you think about your day, your brain is already running on autopilot. And if that autopilot is programmed for scarcity, insecurity, and procrastination, it doesn't matter how much you make, you'll always end up in the same place. And this is where the phrase comes in. Not as magic, but as a trigger. Because words repeated daily start to shape decisions, and decisions shape results. But most people are using the wrong phrases. They say things like, I need to save, I can't spend, I have to control myself. And all of that puts your brain into a state of restriction and stress. And when you live in restriction, you eventually break your own control. That's why so many people start disciplined and a few days later fall right back into the same habits. It's not a lack of willpower, it's a lack of the right mental programming. Now here's the phrase, and I want you to really pay attention to it because it might sound too simple. I'm the kind of person who makes money grow. That's it. But notice what's happening here. You're not saying you want money. You're not saying you need money. You're declaring who you are. And when you change who you believe you are, you naturally start to act differently. Small decisions begin to shift without conscious effort. You think twice before spending. You start looking for opportunities. You feel a slight discomfort when you waste money, and that discomfort is exactly what creates growth. But here's the strange part nobody talks about. In the first few days, this phrase will feel like a lie. You'll say it, and deep down you'll think, this isn't true. And that's where most people stop. They quit because it feels fake. But what they don't understand is that this conflict is a sign that change is starting. Because your brain is trying to defend your old identity. It wants to keep you in the pattern it already knows, even if the pattern is hurting you. So when you keep repeating this phrase, you create internal tension. And that tension is what forces a new identity to form. Now imagine this happening every single day. You wake up and, before any distraction, you reinforce who you're becoming. Not who you were, not who you think you are, but who you decide to be from now on. And over time, this repetition starts to affect real things. You begin to avoid impulsive spending. You value your money more. You become more aware of simple opportunities that used to go unnoticed. And the most interesting part, you start to feel a quiet satisfaction from making smart money decisions. And that's the opposite of what most people feel. Because the truth is, most people associate money with instant pleasure. Buying something new, spending, getting that quick reward. But that never builds anything real. When you change your identity, you start associating pleasure with growth, with progress, with control. And that completely changes the game. It's no longer about forcing yourself to save. It's about wanting to act smart. And that shift might seem small, but it's what separates people who build wealth from those who stay stuck living paycheck to paycheck. Now let me show you something even deeper. This phrase works because it activates something called internal consistency. The human brain hates inconsistency. So when you say, I am the kind of person who makes money grow, it starts looking for ways to align your actions with that identity. Even if it's something small, like skipping an unnecessary purchase, that's already a step in the right direction. And the more you act in alignment with this identity, the stronger it becomes. Until eventually, you don't even need to say the phrase anymore, because you've become it. But here's an important warning. This won't work if you treat it like a mindless routine. It's not about repeating empty words. It's about feeling the weight of what you're saying. It's about actually pausing for a few seconds and asking yourself, if I were this person today, how would I act? And then you carry that question into your day. Every decision becomes a chance to confirm this new identity. And that's how real change happens. Not in big moments, but in small, repeated choices. And if you made it this far, I want to challenge you. Try this for 7 days. Just 7 days. Every morning, before you touch your phone, before any distractions, say this phrase with intention. And during the day, try to act on it at least once. It can be something small. It doesn't matter. What matters is starting. Because most people never actually try. They just watch, think it's interesting, and go right back to living the same way. And that's exactly why nothing changes. So now the choice is yours. You can leave this video and forget everything, or you can test something simple that has the potential to completely change the way you handle money. It's not about motivation, it's not about luck, it's about identity. And when your identity changes, everything changes.